Hi, my name is Crystal Butler, and this is a tutorial on how to use the Memories mobile app that works in combination with Family Search. In order to use the app, you're going to have an account at Family Search, so you'll need to go there first and get your logon and your password. Download the app, and then you can start using it. And for this tutorial, I'm using an iPhone 6. And so your screen, if you're using an Android or a tablet, might look a little bit different. But you'll get the gist of how this app works if you follow along. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that Memories app by touching it with my finger. And you'll see that it takes you to a screen, and at the bottom you'll see three icons. And if you think of those as drawers, this is where we're going to store photos, stories, and audio of different family members in our tree. And we'll be able to organize those in different ways. But before we do that, there's a gear icon up at the top left-hand side. And we need to touch that very first thing, especially if you've never used this app before, because this is where you'll log on and give your name, your username, and your password, and then you'll be good to go. You can also click on that word that says Settings and see that you can make choices about your cellular data and whether or not you want to save your photos to the camera roll on your phone in addition to saving them in this app. And to get out of that, you're going to click that little arrow button at the top, and it will take us back a screen, and the X at the left hand side will take us back another to this screen. And now we're at the bottom here, you can, in Photos, is highlighted in white, so that tells us we're in this drawer, so to speak. And if we want to add a photo, all we have to do is tap the circle and the plus sign up at the top right hand side, and now we have the option to either take a photo with our phone or upload one that's already in the camera roll. Now you might want to think about using that take photo if you're at a relative's house and they have a photo of an old ancestor that you've always wanted. Use your phone to take a picture of that, and then you'll be able to upload it into Memories, and the quality is fairly decent. Most of these pictures that you see here, I've done just that. I've taken a picture that I borrowed from someone else, and it worked just fine using my phone. So now we're going to select from camera roll, and I'm going to touch the word camera roll, and I'm going to pull a picture here. Let's see what we can find. A family photo. I'm going to touch one up here of my dad when I was little. And you can see here that at the bottom left that there's a crop tool. So if I touch that, I can crop out all of the stuff that I don't want. And all I do is touch the corners, those thick white sides, and I can move this around until I get it the way I like it. I'm going to get rid of all that white. And that looks pretty good, so all I have to do is say crop. And I'm back to this. I would also have the option on the right hand side to orient this photo. So if it was sideways or upside down, I could make that look right. And then when I'm done, I hit up at the right hand side Save. And now that photo is added to my my photo box here in this app. Now I don't want it to, the other thing I need to do is add a title to this photograph. So if I touch on the photo, I can see here that the words add a title. If I touch on that, it brings up the keyboard and I can just type Richard Farish and Daughters. And so now it has a title, and you can also see on the left who's contributing the photo and the date that they did. which is also helpful because if you want to contact someone to see if they maybe have more photos to share or stories to share, you'll know who to talk to. Now at the right hand side you'll see a little head with a plus sign, and this is where we are going to attach this photo now to our family tree. And you'll see that there are 3 circles, one around each face in the photo. So this is a way I can quickly upload this photo. I'll kill 3 birds in 1 stone. So if I touch on the face of my father, it's going to allow me to add his name. And if I touch on the word add name, it pulls up the list of all the people in my family tree. So I'm going to start typing here, and I'm going to type his name. And you can see just by typing Richard, I've got a list here of people that it could possibly be. And I know it's the Richard that was born in 1940. So I'm going to touch that, and now he's identified in the photo, and this picture is attached to his record. And if I touch on my face, I can start typing my name, and I can attach that to my family tree. So I'm going to stop with that and hit done. And you'll see those circles leave once we've tagged everybody. And now I'm going to, I would also have the option down at the bottom left to mail that, to Facebook it, to share that with different family members in different ways, and I could even print it. So I'm going to back out of that, and I'm going to hit the arrow back button again. And now you can see that that photo is now stored in my photos here, but it's also attached itself to members and to their appropriate people in my family tree. So now let's go over the Stories tab, and it works the very same way. This is where you would upload stories or documents that you would want to attach to family members. And if I touch on Write Your First Story, I will touch that round circle and the with the plus sign up on the right hand side, and here's where I have the opportunity to add something. So I could add a photo to go along with the story if I touched in the middle of add photo. If I touch right here where it says enter story title, that's where I would add the title of the story. And when I touch in enter story here, that's where I can type whatever it is that I want to put in this story or this memory that I want to share. And when I'm done, then I'll be able to attach the story in the very same way we did when we attached the photo. But we haven't written anything here, so I'm going to just hit the X to get out of that box. Now we want to go over to the audio box. And this is a really cool tool because you can use this to interview family members, or you can use it yourself to just create memories of certain people in your tree. So I'm going to show you how that works by clicking on the plus sign on the right hand side, and it brings up the microphone, and the minute I touch that, it's going to start recording. Every year when I was little, we would take a picture on Easter standing in front of our house, and then we would go to my grandmother's house and we would take a picture in front of her weeping cherry tree, and we did that for many years. And it was really fun to see the tree grew up with us, so that by the time I was an adult, the tree was also big and beautiful. And looking back at those photos brings back great memories of wonderful Easters with my family. So you can see that I recorded the memory, and when it was done, I clicked that word done, and it made me enter a name. So I just quickly added the word Easter so that I could finish this quickly. So now if I touch that memory, I could listen to it again, and if I didn't like it, I could delete it and start over. But now I can do the same thing on the right hand side. I can touch that and say, who's this about? And I'm going to add that to my dad because it goes along with that picture that I just put on his record. That's us standing in front of our house on Easter. So I'll type his name. Well, his name's not Tichard, that's for sure. R-I-C-H. Okay, and there he is again. So we'll touch on his name. He's tagged. And I could add another person. I could add me, because that's my memory too. And I will click done. So now you can see that because I've added that memory, when other family members visit our family tree, that could encourage them to also add some memories that they had while they were growing up. And it's a great way to really personalize your family tree. So that's all that this app does, but this is the place where it keeps all of those memories together. So you have a copy on your phone as well as a copy on the internet in your tree, which is really great, because then you could use and share these memories in other ways and not have to go into your family tree to get them. So I hope that made sense, and I hope that you will go and try to give this a go and share some stories and put them on your tree along with some photos.